Let me ask you something, bluntly, without apology. How much of your time is spent pursuing shadows instead of substance? You wake up with 24 golden hours every single day. That's 1,440 minutes, 86,400 seconds. This is your currency. This is your capital. And yet most people walk through life tossing their minutes to the wind, worrying, doubting, gossiping, comparing, hesitating. They squander the very asset that defines their destiny. They throw away time and then wonder why success avoids them. Time, once gone, cannot be reclaimed. You can recover money. You can rebuild relationships. You can regain strength. But time, once it slips through your fingers, is lost forever. So why are you wasting it? Let me be direct. You are being trained, conditioned, seduced by the world to focus on distractions. Things that have no eternal value, no impact, no return. Social validation, fleeting trends, shallow approval, petty conflicts, popular opinion. You're chasing noise when you were born to embody purpose. You were not designed to keep up with everyone else. You were created to dig deep and rise strong. But that strength will never emerge so long as you are feeding your mind junk. You wouldn't water a garden with acid and expect it to bloom. Yet every day you flood your mental faculties with trivia, envy, fear, and doubt, and then wonder why you feel stuck, anxious, or empty. The truth is clear. What you focus on expands. If your attention is on nonsense, your results will be nonsense. If your attention is on failure, you will trip over your own progress. If your attention is on comparison, you will miss your own calling. You cannot build a temple with broken bricks of distraction. Now hear this. Success is not found in the grand gestures. It is built in the quiet, disciplined hours when no one is watching. When you say no to temptation, when you block out the noise, when you pick up the book instead of the phone, when you plan instead of procrastinate, when you reflect instead of react, let me give you the golden formula. Time plus focus plus purpose equals power. But remove just one of those pieces and the structure collapses. If you have time but no focus, you drift. If you have focus but no purpose, you burn out. If you have purpose but no time, you die with potential unfulfilled. Every day you must guard your energy like a fortress. Every minute must serve your vision. Every choice must be filtered through this question. Is this moving me forward or pulling me back? And if it pulls you back, cut it off. No apology, no delay, no debate. Let me say this. You do not owe your time to anyone who disrespects it. You do not need to explain your boundaries. You do not need to attend every argument you're invited to. You are not obligated to respond to everyone who demands your attention. Your time is sacred. Your vision is sacred. Your future is sacred. And sacred things must be protected. Now let us talk about the great thief of time, indecision. Procrastination is not a scheduling issue. It is a spiritual battle. Every time you delay what you know must be done, you weaken your will. You give your power away. You train your mind to expect failure. And every small, "I'll do it later," becomes a heavy chain that binds your greatness. You must decide and then act. Decide and then act. With speed, with clarity, with faith, even when the path isn't perfectly clear, even when fear creeps in. Success favors the decisive. The ones who move, the ones who show up before they feel ready, the ones who understand that clarity is not a prerequisite for action. Action breeds clarity. I've taught for decades. Successful people make decisions quickly and change them slowly. Unsuccessful people make decisions slowly and change them quickly. Why? Because successful people trust their purpose. They know their values. They don't chase every shiny object. They don't follow every voice. They consult their vision, not their feelings. When you commit to what matters, the distractions lose their grip. Let's talk about what matters. Not your follower count. Not your critics' opinions. Not your resume, your degrees, your likes, or your losses. What matters is growth. What matters is integrity. What matters is service. What matters is impact. And what matters is whether or not you are becoming who you were created to be. That's the metric. Not how you compare to your neighbor. Not how fast your timeline is moving. Not how others perceive you. But whether you are becoming, rising, stretching, refining, pressing forward toward the life you were designed to live. But hear me. You cannot become the person you are destined to be if you're clinging to everything that distracts you from that version of yourself. You must release. You must subtract. You must simplify. Simplicity is power. A focused life is a free life. The less clutter in your mind, the more space for ideas. The fewer distractions in your day, the more energy for action. The more intentional you become with your time, the more successful your outcomes. Most people do not need more motivation. They need more elimination. They don't need more hours. They need more clarity. They don't need another hack. They need to stop leaking energy. I say this with urgency. Your time is too precious to spend it entertaining opinions that have no consequence, arguments that have no resolution, habits that have no reward, or people who have no place in your future. If you truly want to change your life, you must ask right now, what am I willing to give up? Success is not found in addition. It is born in subtraction. Subtract the noise. Subtract the fear. Subtract the excuses. Subtract the mediocre conversations, the meaningless validation. And what you'll be left with, what will remain, is you. The purest, most powerful, most focused version of you. The version that can no longer be stopped. The version that no longer hesitates. The version that acts with urgency, speaks with conviction, and lives with purpose. Time is ticking. Not one more second should be wasted on things that do not elevate your mind, strengthen your character, or serve your calling. The world is filled with noise. But you, yes, you, were not created to echo it. You were created to rise above it. Focus, eliminate, decide, commit, and I promise you, as surely as the sun will rise tomorrow, the life you want is on the other side of ruthless focus. Let us now get to the heart of your wasted energy. The world has become an expert at distracting you. Advertisements scream at your senses. Social validation tricks you into trading hours for empty praise. You just wonder. You chase novelty. You measure yourself by the output of others. And while you do that, your purpose dies a little more each day. Let me tell you, time is your most precious asset. Not because it is scarce, but because it is non-renewable. Once it's gone, it's gone. You cannot refund it. You cannot repeat it. And the tragedy, most people give it away for nothing. You waste your time by not deciding what matters most. The moment you live reactively, responding to everything and everyone, you've surrendered your power. You've allowed the world to dictate your priorities. Let me ask you, what are your non-negotiables? If you can't answer clearly, you are not focused. Most people drown in the shallow waters of busyness. They run from one task to the next. They confuse motion with progress, but movement without direction is a form of self-deception. Just because you're doing a lot doesn't mean you're doing what matters. Just because your schedule is full doesn't mean your life is fulfilled. You must become ruthless with your time. Ruthless in eliminating the non-essential. Ruthless in saying no to what does not serve your definite chief aim. Ruthless in identifying where your energy goes and why. Listen closely. If the majority of your day is consumed by activities that do not push you closer to your purpose, you are in a cycle of unconscious failure. You are living by default, not by design. You must reclaim your focus. Not someday, not when things slow down. Now, if it doesn't align with your values, cut it. If it doesn't elevate your vision, drop it. If it doesn't demand your highest self, walk away. You were not born to be average. You were not born to live a life dictated by distractions. You were created to build, to lead, to manifest the invisible into the tangible. And that requires intense clarity on what matters. So I challenge you today, define your top 3 priorities. Not 10, not 8, just 3. If you try to chase everything, you will catch nothing. What is the mission that gives your life meaning? What is the work that makes your spirit come alive? Who are the people that deserve your deepest presence? Write these down. Make them sacred. Build your days around them, not the other way around. Now understand this truth. Distractions are not always loud. Sometimes they are disguised as opportunities. And if you're not careful, you'll say yes to the wrong thing and be detoured from your destiny. The enemy of the best is not the worst. It is the good enough. You must be wise enough to say no to what's merely good so that you can say yes to what is truly great. And let me be even more direct. If you spend your days consuming more than you create, you are poisoning your potential. You are meant to be a creator, not just a consumer. Don't waste your hours watching others live their dreams. Use that time to build yours. Don't waste your mornings checking feeds. Use that time to train your mind. Don't waste your nights numbing your purpose. Use that time to deepen your vision. Life doesn't reward the distracted. It rewards the disciplined. If you're serious about becoming unstoppable, then you must train your focus like a muscle. Every time you say no to a temptation, you grow stronger. Every time you eliminate a pointless task, you grow lighter. Every time you act in alignment with your purpose, you grow closer. Do you know what separates the average from the extraordinary? It is not luck. It is not resources. It is priority. The extraordinary man wakes up and says, "What matters most today?" Then he protects that answer with all his might. He doesn't negotiate with distraction. He doesn't justify mediocrity. He doesn't get seduced by convenience. He honors what matters every single day. Now hear this. Your future is hidden in your daily habits. If you waste today, you weaken tomorrow. If you protect today, you empower tomorrow. It is that simple. You must become the gatekeeper of your time. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not every notification deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves your reaction. Your energy is sacred. Your time is sacred. Your focus is sacred. Protect it. And remember this, when you focus on what matters, you unlock a power that few ever experience. The power of depth. The power of mastery. The power of results. Your mind sharpens. Your spirit steadies. Your confidence soars. Because now you're not scattered, you're precise. You're not chasing, you're building. You're not pleasing, you're leading. And that kind of energy, that kind of commitment, it draws success to you. You no longer wait for doors to open. You become the key. You no longer hope to be seen. You command attention through execution. You no longer question your worth. You live in such alignment that worth is self-evident. This is the reward of focus. Not just more success, but more clarity, more peace, more fulfillment. Because when you focus on what matters, you become who you were always meant to be. So, from this day forward, burn this truth into your consciousness. Distraction is the enemy. Clarity is your compass. Focus is your superpower. Do not waste your life on the meaningless. Do not trade your soul for the shallow. Do not betray your purpose for the praise of the crowd. Stand tall. Choose what matters. Protect what matters. Build what matters. And in doing so, you will unlock a life few dare to even imagine. Let us now dig even deeper into the very marrow of your life, the precious, irreplaceable thing called your time. Time is the one resource every man is granted equally. Kings and beggars, scholars and laborers, entrepreneurs and dreamers, we all awaken each morning with the same number of hours. 24. Not one more, not one less. The difference, my friend, is how you spend them. And too many spend them like fools, scattering them on distractions, feeding them to fear, giving them away to things that never return value. So let me say this as plainly as I can. You do not have time to waste. You do not have time to entertain mediocrity. You do not have time to explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You do not have time to scroll endlessly, to gossip mindlessly, to wander aimlessly. You are here to build, to create, to shape your future with intention. You are here to fulfill a purpose that cannot be delayed another day. Each moment you waste is a piece of your potential set on fire. Each distraction you indulge is a detour from your destiny. You must become ruthless with your attention. You must say no to the trivial so you can say yes to the transformational. And do not be deceived. The trivial things will scream the loudest for your time. The urgent, the shallow, the seductive comfort of things that feel good now but steal your tomorrow. They will dress up as entertainment, as relief, as popularity, as fitting in. But behind the curtain, they are thieves. They rob you quietly, gently, until one day you wake up and realize you've built someone else's dream. You've served someone else's vision. You've lost the years you were meant to rise. And the only way to stop the theft is to master your focus. Your focus is your compass. Whatever you lock your mind on, that is the direction your life will move. You cannot drift into greatness. You must steer. And to steer, you must see clearly. So ask yourself, what is fogging your vision? Is it the need for validation? The fear of missing out? The paralysis of perfectionism? The loop of self-doubt? Wipe the lens clean. Strip away the lies. And remind yourself of this truth. What matters most must matter now. Not tomorrow. Not when it's convenient. Not after someone gives you permission. No, your time belongs to your future, not your past. So stop revisiting what you should have done. Stop replaying mistakes like they hold the key to what comes next. They don't. Only your decision does. And here is what you must decide. I will no longer spend my life trying to impress people who are not even paying attention. I will no longer seek comfort in habits that produce no fruit. I will no longer dilute my calling to appease the masses. I will live deliberately. I will focus relentlessly. I will give my best energy to what builds me. And I will let the rest fall away. Because not everything deserves your response. Not everything is a priority. Not every opportunity is yours to take. That's the deception. Thinking you must do it all, be it all, say yes to it all. No, that is how you scatter your genius. That is how you stay exhausted, average, and empty. You are not here to be busy. You are here to be effective. And that means doing less but better. Saying no to elevate your yes. Cutting off so you can grow up. This world will praise the hustler, the grinder, the man who does too much. But I tell you this, it is the man who moves with clarity who builds what lasts. Do you have clarity? Do you know your definiteness of purpose? Because until you do, your energy will be hijacked by things that feel important but are ultimately meaningless. The illusion of progress will keep you spinning in circles. You must get quiet. You must go inward and ask what is essential. What is aligned with your purpose? What feeds your mind, strengthens your spirit, builds your legacy? If it doesn't, release it. And yes, that means walking away from some things that feel familiar. That means breaking up with old versions of yourself. That means disappointing people who benefited from your confusion. But hear me, clarity is worth the cost. Because once you become clear, once you focus your mind like a laser, you will begin to move differently, speak differently, attract differently. You will see distractions for what they are. You will guard your time like gold. You will stop begging for opportunity and begin commanding results. This is how successful people operate, not by doing more, but by focusing more. They don't let urgency dictate their schedule. They don't let trends dictate their mission. They don't let fear dictate their actions. They choose what matters, and they protect it with everything they've got. That is what you must now do. Decide what matters. Decide who matters. Decide where your energy will go and where it will never go again. And don't wait for permission. Don't wait for a crisis. Don't wait until the pain of regret outweighs the effort of change. Decide now, before the day ends, before another week is lost, before your dream turns cold in the graveyard of someday. You are born with brilliance. You were born with potential. But it is only unlocked when you remove what dulls your edge. So clear your calendar, turn off the noise, say goodbye to what no longer grows you, and pour your soul into what makes you come alive. That, my friend, is the highest form of time management. And that, my friend, is the real secret to success. Not doing everything, but doing what matters with everything you've got. Now listen carefully, because this is where it all comes together. All the wisdom we've unpacked means nothing if it doesn't lead to transformation. If all these words stir you but don't change you, then it's just noise. And you weren't born for noise, you were born for movement, for direction, for power. And power only arrives when decision meets action. So let's talk about decision, not as a mental exercise, but as a spiritual commitment. Because here's the truth. Indecision is the root of stagnation. It is the invisible weight holding you down. You think you're tired, but what you are is unclear. You think you're stuck, but what you are is undecided. You must decide who you are. You must decide what you stand for. You must decide what gets your time and what never will again. You see, clarity without courage is useless. Purpose without execution is fiction. Potential without discipline is a broken promise. You must now become the man who acts, the woman who commits, the soul who aligns every ounce of energy toward what truly matters. You've heard me say it before, and I'll say it again. What you focus on expands. But let me go one step further. What you honor multiplies. If you honor your time, it multiplies in value. If you honor your health, it multiplies in strength. If you honor your relationships, they multiply in depth. If you honor your purpose, it multiplies in power. But if you ignore these things, if you dishonor what matters, you end up bankrupt in all the ways that count. Emotionally bankrupt, spiritually bankrupt, mentally exhausted, physically depleted. Regret is the tax you pay when you fail to honor your gifts. And regret, my friend, is more expensive than failure. Failure at least teaches. Regret just rots. So let this be your moment. The moment where you stop playing small with your time, your mind, and your life. No more waiting for permission. No more postponing your purpose. No more giving your golden hours to things that cannot build your future. Let today be the day you stop managing time and start commanding it. Because here's a truth few will tell you. Time bends to the will of the focused. It yields to the man who moves with purpose. It stretches for the one who knows what he's doing and why he's doing it. You are not the victim of time, you are the architect of it. Every minute is a brick. Every hour is a beam. Every day is a foundation. And your life, the one you were born to live, is the structure you are building with every choice you make. So I ask you, what kind of life are you building? Are you building a fortress or a sandcastle? Are you building with steel and stone or fluff and distraction? Is your life designed or defaulted? Because here's the bitter truth. What is not built with intention will be consumed by chaos. And you must decide which one gets the final word. Look around you. The world is filled with men who had potential but never a plan. Women with gifts but no boundaries. Dreamers with vision but no execution. Don't be one of them. Stop worshiping potential. Stop romancing the idea of success without marrying the discipline required to achieve it. You can't dance with your purpose on weekends and expect it to commit to you for life. It demands devotion. It demands sacrifice. It demands that you make room by removing everything that dilutes your power. And yes, it will cost you. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you convenience. It may even cost you some relationships. But what you gain is yourself. Your true self, your focused self, your unstoppable self, the self that doesn't flinch at pressure, the self that doesn't entertain distraction, the self that walks with conviction because every step is anchored in clarity. This version of you, it's not a fantasy, it's waiting. Waiting behind the door of discipline, waiting behind the barrier of decision, waiting on the other side of sacrifice. But you must step through. No more dipping your toes in purpose and then retreating when it feels uncomfortable. No more asking for signs while ignoring the ones already screaming at you. No more praying for a breakthrough while refusing to break your own patterns. This is your moment to shift, to stop leaking your genius into low-priority tasks, to stop burning your vision on the altar of distraction, to stop waiting for perfect conditions when all you need is a focused heart and a willing spirit. Because here's something they won't teach you in school. Perfection is the enemy of progress. You'll never have all the answers. You'll never feel fully ready. And that's the point. You are supposed to move before you feel prepared. You are supposed to leap while fear still whispers. You are supposed to act while the path is still blurry. Because clarity doesn't precede action. It's a product of it. You become clear by becoming committed. So commit today, not tomorrow, not when the timing is better, not when you have more support. Today, take a bold inventory of your life and ask what needs to go. What thought? What habit? What toxic obligation? What digital addiction? What old identity? You cannot walk into your future dragging the baggage of your past. You must release it. All of it. Forgive yourself for wasting time, then decide you'll never waste another minute again. Forgive yourself for losing focus, then rebuild your attention like it's a sacred altar. Forgive yourself for shrinking, hesitating, doubting, then stand up like a warrior with a mission. Because you are on a mission. You are here to rise. You are here to build something eternal with your life. You are here to make decisions with the authority of a person who knows their worth. So do it. Decide what matters. Then protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. No more sleepwalking through your days. No more chasing approval. No more giving your time to things that only drain you. You have too much vision to live like everyone else. Too much fire to dim it for the comfort of the crowd. Too much purpose to delay another day. The world needs what you carry, but the world can't receive it if you're too busy to deliver it. So clear the clutter, silence the noise, cut the cords, and give your best self to your highest calling, because when your time is aligned with your truth, the results are inevitable. You'll walk taller, speak stronger, love deeper, lead clearer. Why? Because you'll no longer be split between who you were and who you're becoming. You'll be whole, focused, grounded. You'll stop chasing success and start embodying it. And that is the greatest gift of all. Not just doing what matters, but becoming someone who matters. Not in the eyes of the world, but in the depths of your soul. That is where peace is born. That is where fulfillment lives. That is where legacy begins. So I leave you with this. Time is running. Life is not waiting. And your greatness is not on pause. You have been called. You have been equipped. And now you must choose. Choose discipline over delay. Choose focus over noise. Choose purpose over popularity. Choose depth over distraction. And in doing so, you will no longer wonder what might have been. You will become what you were always meant to be. A force, a light, a leader, a legacy. It starts now. Don't waste another second. Focus, build, and become.